Hello, everybody, and welcome to number 3 of 4 of your coach mentorship calls. So I try to say that at the beginning of every call so you know which one you're on. If you missed number 1 or 2 or need to rewatch them, you can scroll up. There's a playlist that has all of them in this thread. We'll also repost it when we post the recording of this call today. So if you're watching it live or recorded, you have 4 total. This is number 3. You have 1 more next week. So today we're talking all things social media, which I know for most of us is the hardest part of this business. It's the hardest part to get going with. You're nervous. You have a fear of judgment. You're so worried that whatever you put out, people are going to be like, who does she think she is posting about all this? We're going to walk you through that. But 1000% before that, I want you to know this. The world needs more joy. The world needs more positivity, and the world needs more solutions to feeling good in your skin. I literally just went on a tirade on my Instagram stories, and people are probably going to think I'm crazy. But we are so distracted by so many things, especially on social media. We need more positivity in the newsfeed, and we need more people telling us how we can find simple solutions, because it's so overwhelming that it paralyzes you. For you coming in, maybe before you started your journey, you felt the same way, and you thought it was going to be way harder than it was to lose weight or to feel better or to get yourself back. I know I just opened our Total Resolution group this morning. We've got so many women popping in there, and a lot of women that were talking to me this week, they're like, I just want to feel like me again. I just want to feel like me. I'm so tired. I'm so distracted. I'm so busy. You become that outlet. You become that connection for them being able to reach that. But if you don't show up on social media, they don't know that option is out there. So I know that you're scared. I know it's easy to feel paralyzed and feel that fear of judgment. We have all been there. But anybody that's going to judge you they have their own issues. You're never going to find somebody judging you that is happy with their own life. Happy, successful people support other people. End of story. So if you have those people, block them, defriend them. Haters going to hate, let it go. You worry about the person that is you, that needs to see that post, that needs to see you show up with your transformation, and that's who we're talking to. So have that in your mind as we go through, and we're going to talk about all things social media to give you some tactical tips that'll boost your confidence in posting.
All right, so first things first, why social media? So what I love about the era that we're in is that social media opens us up to help so many more people. Like, this isn't necessarily where you have to host parties or go in people's homes, and thank goodness, because after this year, that really isn't possible anymore. But our social media supports our private conversations that we're having as we're inviting people and sharing what we're doing and inviting them to join us on our journey, and lets the world know that we are open for business. So our social media is an extension of us, our brand. And when you hear brand, sometimes people get freaked out about that. But honestly, you're your brand, right? I'm not going to be a page all about business and Beachbody, because that's not who I am. I'm not Beachbody. I am Raquel McAfee, and part of who I am and what I do aligns with Beachbody and their programs and their workouts and their nutrition, because it has transformed my life for the better, and I share that. We are here to change our life and inspire others to do the same, not just to sell fitness and supplements. Like, that's not what we're doing. It is a part of us. It is not all of us. So when we say brand, we want you to share every part of you and who you are. But it's important that you're showing up on social media, because you can talk to people all day long and you can share and you can invite. But if you don't have your social media set up to showcase the lifestyle and sharing how you're doing it or the one you're pursuing, no one's going to be interested. So really, truly, it really is what I consider our storefront, right? You want to make sure that you have stuff there, because what's cool about this too is that people want to come. If they invite you, they're going to want to come check out and see, well, what is it that she's doing? What does it really look like? And they want to see the ins and outs of how you're making it work. So goals for posting, we're going to break this down for you today, and we're actually going to give you some templates. So don't be overwhelmed by this. Social media should be fun, and we're going to help you make it fun. But the goals for posting are to add value in every post. Value just means you want to educate. Is there something that you're learning? And you don't have to know it all. That's what's great about being a coach. We have so many great resources at our fingertips, but share what you're learning. Did you learn a meal prep hack? How are you getting in your water? How are you making yourself get up early to exercise? Share something that you're learning along the way, because your job as a coach is you're like one step ahead of the person that you can help. So share everything that you're learning. Entertain. Did you find a funny meme? Did your kids do something funny that you want to share? Like, don't overthink this, but again, like Jessica said, the world needs more joy. So share happy, positive things that made you smile, gave you a positive perspective, made you laugh. Share those things. And then inspire. I truly believe us showing up, trying to live our best life every single day, that inspires others to do the same. So don't be afraid to get on and share, hey, I'm showing up today. I'm super tired. I'm not feeling like it, but I'm going to push through. How did you feel before your workout? How did you feel after? How is eating healthy and a good balance? How does that make you feel? And inspire others to take that first step, because truly you on your journey is what's inspiring. Everybody wants to see, I know we're in a world where it's like, we just want to see the end product, but that's not exciting and that's not inspiring. People want to see where you started and they want to go along the journey with you and be inspired along the way, because it proves to them if you can do it, they can do it too. So how do you start building a brand from scratch? We're going to teach you, because I'll be honest, Jessica and I never posted on social media prior to becoming coaches. I can tell you that honestly. I maybe posted, we talked about it, we posted when we got married, when we had a baby, and that was about it. So if you're like, I don't ever use social media, no worries, we didn't either. We're going to teach you how to do it.
So the best way to start is, who are you and what ways can you provide value? The biggest advice I can tell you, don't follow other coaches for ideas, because that will make you immediately feel inferior. You're like, oh, I need to be doing it the way that she's doing it. Oh, she's doing it so much better. Oh my gosh, look how many followers that person has. Just don't. Just put your blinders on and just go. Do what feels authentic to you, because that's going to attract the people that you need to attract. They're going to be like you. They're going to be like-minded. They're going to have the same values, and y'all are just going to click. You're going to get along well. They're not going to click with another coach. Someone that is going to be attracted to Izzy isn't going to be attracted to me or Raquel. You've got to attract your people. And if you're trying to act like someone you're not, that's going to come across on social media, and it's going to be weird in your messaging. I never want somebody to follow me on social media and then meet me in real life and be like, you are not who I thought you were. Like, that's not what I got from your screen. That's like my biggest fear in life. But as you know from the team, I'm exactly the same human being. I'm a wild, crazy banshee, but you see that on social media and you see it in real life. So be who you are and where you are on your journey. Like Raquel talked about, just talk about where you are in your season, what you're doing, how you're making it work. I spent the entire last year with a newborn baby, homeschooling, quarantine. We all have our like 2020 situation. For me, I had a newborn. Newborn first year is hard as hell. It just is. Like, maybe some people love that newborn phase. For me, when I don't sleep, it's just not pretty. And so not sleeping during the newborn phase and not having my morning routine, but still finding a balance with my health and making it a priority, that's what I shared and that's what I talked about. So I attracted a lot of women who were in that same season, a lot of moms with little babies, because they're like, okay, she gets it. She's not sleeping either, and somehow she's still making this happen. Maybe she can help me figure this out too. So just be who you are and where you are. If you're someone who is coming in and you need to lose 50 pounds, other women who need to lose 50 pounds are going to say, okay, she's doing it week after week, day after day, and I see her transformation changing. She can help me do this too. Maybe you're somebody who needs to gain weight. You want to build muscle. You want to lean out. You're showing someone how you're doing that, and you're showing them that you can do it too. So speak to the old you. And even if the old you was 5 minutes ago, if it was a week ago that you started this, speak to the old you. What did you need to hear to make that click and make that decision? Because we all have that moment when like you're done. You are just like, I'm ready. I'm over it. I'm sick of saying I need to change. I need to change. What did you have to hear to help you flip over? Be that person for somebody else. And then just add value in any way that you can, and don't overthink adding value. I know sometimes even still, I'm like, I don't know. I don't have anything valuable to say today. Don't overthink that. Think of, okay, how can I entertain someone? Like Raquel talked about, share a funny meme. There's like 1,000 New Year's 2020 memes going around, and I find them all absolutely hysterical. I don't know why, but it's easier to laugh than cry. And people find community in that, because we're all in the same crazy boat. Same thing that happens with motherhood. Same thing that happens when you're working a corporate job. Like, people just get each other's struggles, and it's easier to laugh with each other than to feel miserable in your situation. situation. So share those things because it lifts everybody up. Educate somebody, and by educate, literally use your friend Google. So say you want to talk about the benefits of water. Google the benefits of water. Share that and use your voice, but grab some information off of Google and share it. Why is it beneficial to work out? Share that information. Why? Share a recipe that you're doing. Share a good swap. Like, I love Chinese food, but I found a way to swap it for a healthy version that tastes just as good, but doesn't leave me feeling like bloated junk. Helping people realize that you can still eat really good tasting food without sacrificing your results is super helpful. Sharing recipes, those kinds of things are great. And don't feel like everything you share needs to be health and fitness. Share the way that you stack your Christmas cards. You know how people do those, like when you get your Christmas cards and they do little punch holes and they put them on a ring. Sharing things like that is super valuable for people. I learned it off the internet a couple of years ago, and now I do it because somebody shared it. That was valuable to me. Little things that you like to do. Raquel spent most of 2020 showing the world how to make their bed every day. It seems really simple, but it was something that people gravitated to. And then all of a sudden they were like, well, shoot, maybe I should make my bed today. So simple, has nothing to do with health and fitness, but it's one little thing that she did very consistently during a crazy time in everyone's world. And it pulled people in. That was a way for her to add value. And then every day you want to make sure that in some way, form, or fashion, if I were to go to your social media, do I know that you have something I can join? Whether it's your team, it's an upcoming client group, do I know from your social media, your stories and your posts, if I was to take a quick scroll or I was to go through your stories, do I even know that you're a coach? And I know that you're new, and you're thinking, well, geez, I'm not ready for that. What if people don't believe me? And what if people don't think I'm good enough? You got to get over that. You've got to act as if you want to be a successful coach, you are right now. The minute Raquel and I started posting back in 2015, we were we're like, okay, we're experienced coaches. We know nothing about what we're doing. We have no idea where we're going, but you could not tell from social media because we were excited. We were enthusiastic every freaking day, and we just invited people. I will tell you 100%, we kind of started Team VIP from scratch. So we didn't have templates or groups or ideas. We literally invited on social media. We had all these people get into our groups, and we had no idea what a group even was. And we had all these people sign up, and we were like, okay, we should maybe figure out what we're going to do with them. It's okay to put the cart before the horse in this situation. It will serve you in this business to just go and then figure it out along the way.
All right, so now let's get to the nitty gritty of how to take a photo and captions, because I know that's what a lot of people want to talk about. Again, we're going to give you tips. This is something that you get better by doing. And I will tell you, it's not going to be good at first. I give you permission to not take good photos and not know how to write a caption, because that was us. Don't believe us? You can scroll back to 2015 and find some funny, hilarious posts from us. When they pop up in my memories, I laugh, but it's so fun to see. It didn't matter because we showed up excited. And if you're excited and you're enthusiastic about what you have to offer, people can't help but want to be drawn to what you're doing. So we will help you with it, but just know you get better as you do it. You just got to get going. So lighting and composition. This makes a big difference. Lighting is everything, and making a photo be dull and grainy or bright and makes you want to pop. Few things you can do. Stand in front of a window for natural light. So face the light, take a picture having the light on you. That seems funny, but I have so many photos where my back was against a window and the light was behind me and I was dark. Don't do that, okay? So make sure, find an area in your house where you have good lighting, or you can buy a selfie ring light. They're $10 that you can attach to the top of your phone. It has light, you can take a picture, and voila. All of a sudden, your picture is much brighter. Position of photos. You want to make sure that you keep your photos centered and then crop out any excess empty space. That's pretty self-explanatory. Again, the more you do it, the easier it gets. You can always crop your photo. Utilize the timer. For the longest time, I think in the beginning of our business, we had our husbands try to be our photographers forever for every picture, and that's one quick way to get them annoyed with you. Until we realized our camera has a timer. So pick the 3-second, 10-second timer, set it up, stand it up, use props. You can put it against an object like your bookshelf, or you can even buy a small tripod. Again, they're like $10 to $15 on Amazon. Set a timer and away you go. You are your own photographer. That is what we do for, I would say, 99% of our photos. Every once in a while, we'll have our husband take a photo for us, but for the most part, we're doing it ourselves. Stock up on photos. Take pictures often, especially when you're like having a good hair day or you feel like you look good. We do this, right? So swap out a shirt, take a picture, to another shirt on, take a picture, and save them in an album on your phone so that you can have for future posts. Because there are some days when it's like, oh goodness, I know I need to get a post up today, but I have a head cold. I look like junk. I need a photo. So I can go through my album today and be like, okay, I'm going to use this photo and post it. Just stock up when you have, create an album in your camera, and it'll make your life 1,000 times easier. We're all about working smarter, not harder, and that's one way to do it. Use apps. There's so many apps out there that you can use, and there's also YouTube that teaches you how to use them. Some of our favorite apps are Facetune. That's a great one for helping whiten up photos or making things stand out in your photos. VSCO and Lightroom are amazing for editing. I personally use Lightroom. You can buy a preset, which I'm about to talk about. It just takes a minute to edit a photo, but it makes a difference. It just does, okay? And again, this is something that can be learned. It can be taught. If you want to make your life easier, buy a preset filter. You can go to Etsy, you can just Google Lightroom filters, and you can go buy one for as cheap as $5. I couldn't tell you how to add it to your Lightroom app. I always have to like go through and YouTube the directions and do it. But once it's in your Lightroom app, you're good to go. You take a photo, put it in Lightroom, plop on that filter, and away you go. It takes like 30 seconds to a minute flat. That will be a game changer. Now, I don't want you to stress about this too much. We want to give you tips because you guys ask us and you're like, how do you do this? How do you do that? So we're going to give you our tips to help you make your photos pop so that people will want to stop and read what you're saying. Because we have a very short attention span. People are scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Our job is like, I want them to say, oh, that's a neat photo, and then read what I have to say. Again, it just gets easier with practice. So just start practicing taking photos, get a filter if you want, or play around with those apps. We're always here to help you, but it will make a huge, huge difference in how the overall look of your feed is. This is just a really quick example of what this looks like. So this on the left is Jessica in her kitchen using natural lighting. So she is standing facing the window using that natural light falling on her, which will make a huge difference in the whole lighting. This right here is my little contraption that I have right in front of me. It is a ring light and an Amazon little tripod. Again, you don't feel like you have to buy this right now. This was like a little investment that I had that I gave to myself because up here I used to work out at 5 a.m. and the lighting was awful. I needed some extra lighting. So this helps. This is kind of like my little setup. And then this picture on the right is the example of using a filter. So you can see the picture on the left, not terrible, right? I'm on a white wall. It's kind of bright. I'm using good lighting, but look at the difference when you add a filter. It just makes it pop a little bit more. And that's what we're talking about. The one on the left isn't terrible, but the one on the right is going to it's going to stand out a little bit more when people are scrolling.
Can't find my mute button. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual content. So this is the caption piece. These are the words that you're seeing underneath the photo that you're posting. And these are going to be different. And again, we're going to give you ideas, but you do what feels natural and what feels authentic to you. Raquel and I post totally different. I am somebody who likes short, sweet captions because if I have to read too much, I'm gonna fall asleep and I just get bored. Like I'm the person who I read the first line of the caption and then I scroll to the bottom and I read the last line. And if there's stuff in the middle, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that important. Like I just want to read the last page of the book and see what we're about before I see if I'm really going to invest and read the whole caption. Raquel loves a lengthy caption. Like she will talk for days on her post and I have done snort and fallen asleep by the time she's done. Her people love that. My people need quick because they have the attention span of a gnat, and that is okay. Do what feels natural to you. However, these are some tips that can help pull people in. Start with something really catching in the first line. Start your caption. Don't feel like you need to introduce it. We are not in elementary school. We are not doing an introduction to our paragraph. Jump right into the story. 21 days ago, I felt lost. I felt trapped in a body I didn't love. I was so tired this time last year. Things like that make me want to read because I'm like, ooh, what are you going to tell me? Like, tell me your juicy stuff. People want to know the emotional tie-ins. Tell me that, because then you're able to pull in. So little examples of that, like negative wordings would be, I never thought I would feel this comfortable in my own skin. Have you ever felt like you had no control over your life? Those, again, are things that make me want to read deeper because I'm like, what is she talking about? Now, if I would jump in and say something that's like, I'm going to tell you a story about how 21 days ago I joined a challenge group. That is, I'm like, okay, no, you're like everybody else out there. You want to do something that's authentic to you and it's going to speak to the old you. So why did you start this is always a good way to start. Did you start this because you didn't have enough energy? Did you start this because you were uncomfortable in your skin? I just was speaking to a woman this morning who is starting this because not only does she feel like she needs more energy and she wants to feel better, but her husband just got diagnosed with diabetes and her son has an eating disorder that they're working with a nutritionist. She is starting this, honestly, bare bones, when you get down to it, she's starting this because she's the head of the household. As females, we set the pace. And she wants to help her husband and her son. And she knows the only way to do that is to help herself first. Those are the kind of things you're thinking about. And so if I'm trying to reach that person, that's what you're talking about, and that's who you're starting the story for. So these are some kind of quick ways to pull people in. And then it's always good to end with a call to action. And this is just because social media likes you to be social and you want people engaging on your posts. Now, this does not necessarily mean that every time you do a post, you need to say, I've got an upcoming challenge group, I've got a coach sneak peek, I've got this or that, because that can feel salesy. That can feel like, okay, you just want something from me. Your call to action can be like, have you, drop in the comments below, have you ever felt too tired to play with your kids? Drop in the comments below. Do you feel, anything that's going to relate? And it doesn't necessarily have to be about health and fitness. Again, it can just be something that you're saying, hey, going on a date night for the first time in 10 months because of quarantine. What outfit should I wear? And you post a side by side of your outfits. Choose A or B. Have people comment in the bottom. People love to give their advice on simple things like that. What shoes should I wear? Put a poll up in your stories, what shoes go better with this outfit, A or B, and you're going to get a lot of interaction and engagement. Social media likes to see that people are engaging with your posts because that means you're building a community of people. It's not just you talking. People are interested and they value what you're saying and they're engaging with your content. So social media will then push your content out to more and more people. And the more eyes that are on your stuff, the more people you have in your network as potential coaches and clients in your communities.
So here are some examples of captions. So we have on the left, it's a transformation photo of one of our coaches, Jackie. And she starts with, if there's anything my mama ever taught me was that my body is beautiful no matter what I put on. But what I never felt was healthy when I looked at myself in the mirror. And then she goes on, you can see even just the way she's broken up the paragraphs, she's added little emojis. It's easy on the eyes to read. Like if you look at the one in the middle, it says salads turned into midnight snacking, cheat days turned into cheat weeks, calorie counting turned into starving. Those are all things that women in her target market can relate with. And then she goes on to say, so she talks about her story and how she changed in her boot camp. So if you're ready to find something that will help you look in the mirror and say, damn, I look healthy and strong, drop a sunshine below. Let's get you added to this amazing community of positivity and self-love. So she pulls you in. She brings in relatable things that so many women can attest to. See the solution. And then she has a call to action at the end. And this is a very nice, bright, popping photo, her before on the left and her transformation on the right. So it's so many things working for her in this example. On the right, we have our very own Jessica, who's just taking a quick selfie in the mirror, and her hook caption is, I'm not 14 and I will not fall into the tie-dye trend, I whispered as I clicked add to the cart, right? This year was the trend of tie-dye and online shopping, right? So she's pulling people in because they're like, yes, I do, say me too. And her little thing, an engagement booster at the end was, happy Monday, friends. Please tell me I'm not the only one who caved on tie-dye life. Turned to find out that's not actually tie-dye, it is acid wash, but it got so much engagement and a lot of people commenting and just building community. So again, not every post has to be about health and fitness or joining your business. It's just building a community of people who are engaging with you, who want to see your content, so that when your next post goes up, or maybe you do invite to what you have to offer people, there's going to be more eyes on it. So again, we're going to give you more examples, but just wanted to show you that to start with.
So as we go through this, this is where you kind of want to hone in on what you're doing and what you're offering on social media. You should always be the main subject because you are the brand. So what you're doing, your lifestyle, you want to definitely show other things, show your family, show your friends, you want to show some of that, and definitely behind the scenes in your stories, show a lot of that, because that's how people get to know, like, and trust who you really are. Show that. But your permanent post that you're putting on your feed, make sure that you are the center of most of those things. Now, not to say you shouldn't post food or post great graphics that have good quotes or funny memes. Those are great boosters as well. But don't confuse the audience. Like, your profile picture needs to be a picture of you. On Instagram and Facebook, make sure you have the same profile picture, because it is a business and it is a brand, and it's you. It's not you and 4 dogs. If you put a picture of you and 3 other women, they don't know who you are. Make sure the subject is you on your social media platform. And then make sure that as you're building your brand, you want to get to know your social media community as well. So you're thinking, okay, of the people who are following me, of the community they have, and this is whether you have 10 followers or you have 10,000, it does not matter. And just to caveat, the number of followers or friends that you have on social media has zero to do with your success. We have people who have huge followings and aren't as successful as people who have very small followings. And this is across the network in Beachbody, and this is also across social media platforms and business. A following does not equate success. So don't get caught up in that, and don't get yourself feeling trapped in that. And depending on your communities, you may have a really strong Facebook community and not so strong on Instagram, or maybe vice versa. Maybe you have really strong Instagram and Facebook is just not, you just don't love that space. That's not where you work. Really work on the one that you love. There's no one wrong or right way to do it. Do what feels good to you and what you feel like you're getting the most traction on. And then here are some just ideas that you can start with when you're thinking, what should I post about? What should I do? We're also going to share a calendar that gives you kind of like a bingo board of just ideas that you can post. We'll share that next, but let people know the real you above and beyond. We did not have stories whenever we started. I feel like that's been the biggest game changer in social media in the last, I don't even know how long we've had stories, 2 or 3 years now. Let people know who you are. Talk on your stories. Make yourself talk on your stories at least once a day. It doesn't have to be a lot. Do 2 or 3 slides of you talking, but people need to know your voice, your inflection, how passionate you are. Even if it's that you're talking about the shoes you just bought or whatever it is that you're doing, they get to know you that way. And when they feel like they know you, they trust you. And if they trust you, they're more likely to reach out or be willing to join you as a coach on your team or a client in your groups, because these are both very emotional decisions. When people have to lose weight, it's emotional. You want to trust the person that you're putting that in, because you feel like you've tried it all. You're so tired. You just want to feel better. You're overwhelmed. I want to trust the person that's going to help me to do that. And the way you build trust is talking to people and letting them know the real you.
Okay, let me just share with you, this is embarrassing, but I just want to share with you where I started. So this was my very first post as a coach on the left. I would never recommend anyone do this. I'm just basically screaming, I'm trying to sell you Beachbody. I'm putting up my Beachbody coach link and just a picture of whatever this is. Most people would look at this and be like, what is she doing? Okay. Not a great first post. So we don't want you to do that. We have examples. If you haven't already given out your first post, definitely talk to your coach so they can help you with it, or you can post it in our message pod. We'd be more than happy to help you. But never do we want you to share a picture of just the product or just shoot out your link, right? That's salesy. It's a little bit weird. Doesn't really build trust with your audience. Never recommend that. Also, don't recommend this picture on the right. Again, I'm just showing back when we had the DVDs and not streaming. P90X, P90X2, P90X3. Again, not a whole lot of value. Good thing is I'm smiling. I seem to be excited, so you can't beat that enthusiasm, but bless my heart, I would never do this again. Would not encourage you to do it too. If you've done it already, don't stress, but like, let's do better next time, okay? But it's a learning process, and just know you're gonna throw up some posts that you're like, oh my goodness, that was not great, but we learn from it, we can laugh on it, we can be examples of what not to do 6 years down the road. But let me show you what to do instead. Again, I just have a bunch. I'm just showing you all of my terrible posts. This one, I'm just serving up Shakeology. Again, don't know what I'm doing. I appear to be excited. Would not encourage you to do that. So on the left, don't do this. On the right, I'm sharing Shakeology, but in a much better way that actually creates curiosity, not resistance. I can't seem to mute people, but if you are not on mute, do you mind muting yourself? So the one on the left, I'm sharing exactly what it is. Shakeology, serving up on a platter. Does not create curiosity in the least, because you already know what I'm trying to give you. On the right, it looks like we're happy, we're smiling, I'm outside, I got a cute mason jar, reusable straws, I'm talked about sipping on my superfood smoothie. This brought engagement because people wanted to know, what is it that you're drinking? Where did you get that mason jar? I love those reusable straws. Again, it creates curiosity, creates engagement. I want people to reach out to me and ask me what I'm doing, but it's in the way. I'm still talking about Shakeology, but it's the way in which you approach it that we want you to really make sure that you're aware of. And then finally, when posting transformations, because this is part of it, showing people proof that what we do actually works. But when you're posting a transformation, we want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that really makes people stop. So using a similar position, you can see Rachel on the left is in red. She's standing, she's in a similar position, even in a similar color. You don't have to do that, but I really love how nice that is on the eye. On the right, we have Caitlin, same thing. She's kneeling on the left in her before, and she's kneeling on the right in her after. That's huge. Whatever position you're in, recreate it so that it's very easy to see the transformation. I would also recommend doing a side-by-side. Sometimes people want to show the front, the side view, the back view, and that's great. But it gets too hard for people like really see the transformation. I would recommend this week doing a side-by-side front-faced. Next week, a side-by-side facing the side. Maybe the following week, a side-by-side facing the back. Really milk those transformations. I know you can think, oh, I can't keep showing the same transformation. Yes, you can, because not everyone's going to see it when you post it on your social media, but just make sure you keep it simple, same position, side by side, and then you really go into what were you feeling? Like, tell us the before. Where were you in the before? What were you feeling? What was your line in the sand? And then how do you feel now? Take people on that journey, because a lot of times what we want to do is we want to find them in the before. I have a transformation photo, and I probably need to post it again because I was sharing about how I felt thick and uncomfortable. That's how I started it. And whenever I post that, there's women who will send me messages behind the scenes and be like, oh my gosh, when you said thick and uncomfortable, I felt that. Like, I know what that feels like. And then I take them through the journey of how I feel now. So again, when you're posting your transformation, send it to your upline coach. We'd be more than happy to help you edit it before you post it so that you can send it out feeling really good and strong and making sure that it really catches people's attention.
So here is the first 30 social media post ideas that I talked about earlier. So imagine this is just like your bingo board. Blackout is the goal. Don't worry about the order. Don't stress about it. You just want to cross them all off because this gives you an idea to just get things rolling. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be in perfect order. Just get it done. Think of this like your practice board. And then you see down here at the link, you see the VIP social media. These are examples so that you can look at examples from other women on the team who have posted ideas in these categories. So it's broken down by category, by post idea, and then you have the exact post, the photo, and the example that you can kind of go off. Again, don't look at too many examples because it narrows your creativity, but if you need something to work off of, definitely start there. But I encourage encourage you, along with the tracker that we gave you last week, so your first 30 days tracker, fill out that and then knock out these posts like a blackout bingo board. And I promise you, it'll get the cobwebs off, it'll get the creativity moving, it'll get the nerves off, and you'll just feel more confident in your business the more and more that you do it. So we'll share this in our thread so that you have this that you can print off or put on your computer, however you like to do it. And then we'll give you the examples that you have as well. Unit 7 in Team VIP, our big family page, also has straight up social media week by week examples. This will give you, okay, if you're in a week that is inviting to a challenge group, here's a social media guide that you can use that'll tell you what to post on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way through the week. We have one that's great for a coaching week. So if we say, hey, we've got a coaching sneak peek coming out, you have a coaching social media guide that you can use and follow that's geared towards inviting those kind of people. Because here's the deal, what you put on your social media storefront, so that's your stories and your hard posts that stay, your static posts that you post on Instagram and Facebook, that's your social media front. That's what you're inviting on behind the scenes. So when you do those action hour work sessions that we trained on last week, the more quality and quantity that you have on your stories and on your social media, the more opportunity you have to reach out to those that are engaging with those posts and stories and invite them to whatever opportunity is that you're speaking about on those posts. So if you're posting, you have this great transformation, that gives you the opportunity to invite them to a client group and get them excited. If you're posting about why you jumped into coaching, all those people that engage, you're able to then reach out to those people and invite them to look at this opportunity as an opportunity for them as well. So what you put on your storefront is what you're inviting to behind the scenes. And that kind of helps things flow better. So you don't get to your work time and be like, I don't know who to invite and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to do nothing and scroll through my phone. And that trap is easy to get into.
All right, so we went through a lot of information, but we also want to open up time to answer any questions you might have about social media or anything in general. Have we all made our first "Hey, I'm a coach" post? Not yet. Yes, some?
I did.
Good. Okay, good.
And like everything
It's good.
about like being nervous about letting people in, I totally had that anxiety. But I'm very grateful for everything you guys have given me. So I can, because all I did was post my Shakeology today. I haven't made any other post or anything, but you know, like the wheels are turning, and like you guys said, I'm trying not to overthink it, kind of trying to make it like, because I think my daily life is boring. So I'm like, I don't know if people want to see me posting, watching a movie with my son, you know, that's not really exciting, but I get what you guys are saying, kind of wanting to see that I'm a regular person. I do regular stuff.
100%. We still say to this day, I'm like, I am boring. I spent most of 2020 in my home with my kids. But you know what? Like, that's why reality TV is so popular. Like, it's not anything great. Like, we just like to have a peek into people's lives. Like, well, what are you watching with your son? Like, I want to know. Is it a movie that I could watch with my kids? So just don't ever underestimate what people want to see. Jessica talked about it earlier. I spent almost a good 3 months in 2020 showing people making my bed every single day. It's ridiculous. You would have thought, why? But do you know how many people I would have sending me photos like, made my bed, Raquel, engaging, oh, did you make your bed yet? Like, it's so funny, but like it's the little things that people can connect to. So don't be afraid to show that little stuff in between. Like today, I'm doing a head cold, and I shared what I'm boosting my kids' immune system with. So for people that don't have kids, that's not that exciting. But like for me as a mom, I'm like, well, what are you giving your kids to help with their immune system right now? So don't ever underestimate what you know or what people want to know. Yeah. Did everyone else get the "Hey, I'm a coach" post up yet? Not yet. Melanie, do you need help?
I don't think I do. I have my own business and I do a lot of posting. It's just a matter of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, get it up. I think it's a great time right now. People are in like that limbo of trying to get their life in order before the new year. And when you post it, if you want to post in the message pod and let us know, we can go love bomb it. We'd be more than happy to do that. But yeah, just have fun with it. Don't overthink it. It gets easier the more you do it. And especially in the beginning, like we said, you really just want to build momentum. You want to build a presence online. If you're somebody who didn't come from posting, there's not that many people that start with us who are like haven't an experience posting a lot. Just get the ball rolling and get more eyes on you. And the more you post, the more people are going to show up in their feed, and kind of build an interest in what you're doing. And it just gets easier the more you do it. And if you have questions, let us know. Cool.
Okay, fabulous. We will post this recording and we'll add it to the playlist of the other ones in case you need to go back and see those, or if you missed them the first time. Have the most fabulous day. Have the most fabulous rest of 2021. Next time I see you, it'll be a new year. And I'm freaking excited. Okay, bye y'all. Have the best day. See you on the social.
Bye.